What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, ain't it kind of funny that you go out in the cold? As you can see, there is some snow left on the ground. It's still about 32 degrees right now, but you go out in the cold to start your vehicle so you can drive in warmth sooner than later. It'd be no different than if you went outside and just braved the cold, started your truck and drove it. It's funny because some vehicles come from the factory with a remote start and some do not. My Ram and Katie's F-150 do not have a remote start on them. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a remote start on your vehicle. I'm going to tell you about a few options and what you can do to install them. But first, I haven't driven my truck in so long. Although the pavement and roads are dry now, yes, there's still salt on them. As you can see, the front of my truck is caked up from the trip home on the trailer. I just want to drive it, so I'm going to drive it when I get back. I'm going to brave this cold, power wash it off, and yeah, but we're going to install the remote start on this truck. I got to get some fuel in my Ram, and we're off to the gym. Guys, so skipping a bit of time here. This channel is all about doing stuff at home, doing it yourself, saving money. And that's one thing when it comes down to wintertime. Obviously, it's cold here. The snow has subsided, but it's still freezing. Freezing temperatures. But we're gonna put a remote start on Katie's truck here. So first things first, factory remote starts. Many cars can be optioned to come from the factory with a remote start. The only vehicle here that has a remote start on it is my Charger. If your vehicle does, you'll see a button like this on your remote to start your vehicle. If it's locked, usually you just hit it twice. Makes warming up your vehicle a lot easier and get you awesome sound clips just like this. You can also shut it off from the remote too. Some vehicles, like my truck here, are in fact a standard 6-speed manual transmission. So these are a little bit trickier to install remote starts on. Most shops will not install remote starts on vehicles that are standard or manual transmissions, because usually there's a sequence you have to do between parking brake, in gear, out of gear, headlights on, have to click the seatbelt, something like that, just so you make sure your vehicle is not in gear when you try to remote start it. Because what's going to happen, that sequence is going to throw a signal to the clutch, so the vehicle will start. However, the vehicle cannot be in gear, otherwise it will jump forward because the motor is going to be trying to crank with the clutch engaged. So many shops will not install this because customers don't want to do that sequence, and they will not override it, which it can be done. Yes, you can override the sequence and it just be a remote start. However, if you leave the vehicle in gear, it's going to keep hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping forward. I know a few buddies who have done that, overrode their sequence they needed to do, and it goes right through the garage door. Literally, the vehicle just hopped through the garage door. So manuals are a little tricky, but still can be done. Now you come to your everyday, daily driver. Vehicles like this that you'll be driving daily, especially when it's cold out, these are the easiest, and you don't got to worry about anything, automatic transmissions, stuff like that. So here is what a remote start will usually look like. It includes a harness, whether they have the plugs in it or not, and they have the brain of the system. Now I say whether it has the plugs on it or not. As you can see, this is a T-harness. I paid a little more money and I got a T-harness, so this will make the install stupid simple. If you want to save about 50 bucks or whatever, depending on your application, you can hardwire this into your steering column, stuff like that. You are in fact modifying the vehicle's harness to adapt to the remote start being added. This allows you to tap into it without harming the harness, so it's just a safer idea. It costs a little more money, but this will make install so much simpler. I will say there's a lot of cheap junk out there, so beware. beware of the cheap stuff. Buy quality products when you're using remote start, stuff like this. Anything that's electrical on your vehicle, tapping in your computer system, stuff like that. Buy quality parts. Okay, so the first steps in this are pretty simple, especially when we have a T-harness like this. Remote starts are done behind the steering column here, so first thing we have, literally, this one is just dead matches your headlight switch here. Plug that in, plug this other end right here. Next, down here, unplug your OBD2 plug. You'll be able to plug this into here, and then this one back into your OBD2 port. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I have to plug anything else in, so I'm gonna try cycling it here real quick. I'm probably missing something. It should turn green. Nope, I definitely forgetting something. Okay, so also in this harness are two selectable plugs here. You're gonna pick the one that's correct for your vehicle, and you're gonna plug it in. And then you're gonna plug your main plug into the module. As you can see, it lights up blue and green. As you saw, it went blue and green. That means it's hooked up to your vehicle. And then hit your lock button 3 times. This will remote start your vehicle. It'll run, I believe, for 15 minutes, just like factory. And what you're gonna do when you get in here, come in here, turn your key on. And here you go, your vehicle's ready to go. And to shut it off, you can just do that. Not all, I'm gonna tell you right now, not all vehicles are this simple. However, most can be. You spend a little extra money, you get your T-harness. The instructions will tell you every single plug to unplug. This F-150 happened to be stupid simple with the OBD2 there and just your headlight switch. That was pretty easy. What I'm going to do here is zip tie this up so it's all neat, clean, and tidy, and just out of the way so it's not banging around and stuff in here. Now, you will find various remote starting systems on the market. My favorite happens to be the ones that are incorporated into your factory fob with the 3-lock system. That works the same distance as your fob does. Some of the ones that add their own buttons and stuff like that, there is a limited range depending on that specific remote. That's why I like the ones that incorporate into your factory fob, because it works as far as your factory fob does. Now, there are some other options on the market. Like I said at the beginning of the video, like my Charger has a factory remote start. My Ram does not. However, if this wasn't a 6-speed manual transmission, you can add the factory remote start quite simply from the dealer. Literally, the OEM one comes with 2 new fobs and comes with the harness and all that stuff, and I think the only thing you need to do is get a flash from the dealer. So if you don't want any aftermarket parts on your vehicle, you can still buy OEM remote starts, and like I think for the Ram it's like $200 from the dealer, and it comes with 2 new fobs. So that's actually a deal that will have the remote start button on it. But like I said, mine has a manual transmission, so I'd have to figure out an aftermarket option to bypass the clutch and make sure I do not park it in gear. So guys, one more time here. Yes, we live in Ohio. Yes, it's snowy. Yes, it's salty. Yes, the truck does need washed. We'll get it all fixed up soon. Ooh, you can hardly see me. Alright, so Katie fell asleep while I was installing this remote start. I'm going to go around the corner and get her some gas because she's empty, so I'm going to go fill this up for her. But also in the meantime, doing a test drive, making sure all the dash lights, speedometer, stuff like that works. Anytime you unplug any factory harnesses, you want to make sure that everything is working and in order. So far, everything looks good. The tire pressures when I did get in here read 0 all the way across, so that's a little spooky. But other than that, those should pick up as we drive here. Only $2.49. What a steal. Where's gas where you guys are? Premium is $3.09, but still, $2.49. not bad. Well, tank is full, tire pressures are back, and we also picked up a couple bangs so I can actually edit this video tonight. All you gotta do is hit the lock button 3 times, but like just one. So then all you gotta do is get in there and turn your key.
I got it, thank you.
You're welcome. Alright guys, well there you have it. Simple remote start install done and complete. She still doesn't know I filled up her gas tank, but she'll find out. Super simple install. And like I said, this is about saving money doing it at home, taking the labor side out of things. You don't gotta be a genius to do this. You can definitely order parts online, stuff like that, and throw it in yourself. Some of them will not be this easy. Most of them can be. So just experimenting yourself, getting it for your vehicle. T-harnesses make just the install stupid simple. There are hardwire options that will make your life a little more difficult, but it does give you a cheaper alternative for a remote start. So hopefully you guys found this video informative. Gives you a little inspiration to get out in the garage and do something yourself as well. So if you enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please get out and click subscribe. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.